Scottish or Scots units of measurement are the weights and measures peculiar to Scotland, which were nominally replaced by English units in 1685, but continued to be used in unofficial contexts until at least the late 18th century. The system was based on the ell, stone, and boll and firlot. This official system coexisted with local variants, especially for the measurement of land area. The system is said to have been introduced by David I of Scotland, although there are no surviving records until the 15th century when the system was already in normal use. Standard measures and weights were kept in each borough, and these were periodically compared against one another at assizes of measures. Often during the early years of the reign of a new monarch, the Scots units of length were technically replaced by the English system by an Act of the Parliament of Scotland in 1685, and the other units by the Treaty of Union with England in 1706. However, many continued to be used locally during the 18th century. The introduction of the imperial system by the Weights and Measures Act 1824 saw the end of any formal use in trade and commerce, although some informal use as customary units continued into the 20th century. Scotch measure, or Cunningham measure, was brought to parts of Ulster in Ireland by Ulster Scots settlers, and used into the mid-19th century. Length. L. The L was the basic unit of length, equal to 37 inches. The barony ell, of 42 inches, was used as the basis for land measurement in the Four Towns area near Lochmaben, Dumfriesshire. Scottish inches in England. A fraudulent smaller inch of 1/42 of an ell is also recorded. Foot 12 inches. Yard 36 inches. Rarely used except with English units, although it appears in an Act of Parliament from 1432. The King's officer, as is foresaid, shall have a horn, and each one a red wand 3/4 of a yard at least, foal 6 ells, or 222 inches. Identical to the Scots rod and RAIP. Scots mile 320 falls, but varied from place to place. Obsolete by the 19th century. The Royal Mile in Edinburgh is longer than an English mile but roughly the length of a Scots mile. Area. Because some of the systems were based on what land would produce, rather than the physical area, they are listed in their own section. Please see individual articles for more specific information. Because fertility varied widely in many areas, production was considered a more practical measure. Area by size. For information on the squared units, please see the appropriate articles in the length section. Square inch, square ell, square fall, rood, acre. Area by production. Eastern Scotland. Ox gang equals the area an ox could plough in a year. Plough gate equals 8 ox gangs. Dorch equals 4 plough gates. Area by taxation. Rent in Western Scotland, including Galloway. Markland equals 8 ouncelands. Ounceland equals 20 pennylands. Pennyland equals basic unit, subdivided into halfpenny land and farthing land. Variable value. Groatland. Volume. Dry volume. Dry volume measures were slightly different for various types of grain, but often bore the same name. Cholder. Boll. Firlot. Peck. Lippy or four-pet. Fluid gill. Muchkin. Chopin. Pint. Gallon. Weight. Weight was measure according to troy measure and tron measure, which were standardized in 1661. In the troy system these often bore the same name as imperial measures. Drop. Ounce. Pound. Stone. Various local measures all existed, often using local weighing stones. Bibliography. Collins' Encyclopedia of Scotland. Weights and Measures, by D. Richard Torrance, SAFHS, Edinburgh, 1996, ISBN 1-874722-099-9. This article incorporates text from Dwelly's Scottish Gaelic Dictionary, Scottish National Dictionary and Dictionary of the Older Scottish Tongue. Weights and Measures in Scotland. A European Perspective R. D. Connor, A.L. National Museum of Scotland and Tuckwell Press, NMSE Publishing, 2004, ISBN 1-901663-88-4.